Hello everyone. We're gonna go pay a visit to a special friend we made while we were out here in Wisconsin. We're staying here at this Airbnb, and a bug guy came, an exterminator. His name is Ken, and he came to put some stuff for the bugs, and we got to talking to him, and we basically spent hours chatting with him. He was a really cool guy. So before we're leaving here, we set something up. He wants to show us some stuff in his house. I think he does like wood carving and other interesting things. Just talking to the guy, he's a very interesting guy. He's definitely seen a lot and done a lot. So yeah, we're gonna go to his house. Not really do an interview, I would say, but just sort of hang out. It's interesting to get a Wisconsinite perspective. So let's go. There it is. Welcome to Bagley.
Oh, that's cool.
Alright, so Ken should be meeting us at the pub.
So this is Bagley.
There it is. Population 379.
Wow.
It's a sportsman's paradise, it says.
I
Sign.
believe it.
Yeah, it's a lot of game and deer out here. So this is the town, which I'm driving too fast into. Alright. Look, cute little town. Look, they're selling firewood there. There's a pharmacy with an F. And it's a nice little house. And here is the pub.
So is the plan that we call him when we're here,
Yep.
and then he's gonna come?
Yeah. Alright, so we're following him along. There he is.
Because he literally came just when I pressed pause. Because I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna wait here. But yeah.
You see, Ken is pushing the speed limit.
Yeah.
You see how slow I jump?
Yeah. You're not. You're going 60 now.
Because I'm just not trying to catch up.
It's so beautiful out here.
It is. I'm gonna miss this place. I'm gonna miss these views. Yeah, you see, this was not anywhere near I thought it would be on Google Maps. Wonder if this is it.
Carpenter.
There it is.
There it is.
Say cheese. Oh wow, he really does live in the forest.
Wow.
He definitely lives in the woods. He was not kidding.
Wow.
Look at that.
This is
Philodendron.
Ah, yes. I was gonna say pothos, because those are also viney.
What'd you call
Pothos. Pothos. T-H-P-O-T.
Not familiar with it. And these, of course, you can't see this because Dan's got them all covered up, but this was a winter project, a whole log.
This winter?
No, years ago.
Hmm.
So I carved the whole log.
Good.
Something to do.
It's like instead of having the real flowers, you kind of have them permanent.
Yeah,
You
don't,
know?
don't need the water.
You don't need to water
need to
them.
water.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have one plant. That's all I have, and that's in the other living room.
So you have quite a few what look to me like Native American things.
Yes, yes, quite a few.
How did you get these? Like I really like this photo here. This portrait.
Oh, I found that when I was, I don't know, 15, I guess, up in the Boundary Water, or northern Wisconsin. And they were throwing darts at the calendar, which was down here,
Oh,
to see when they were going to shoot their deer. And some of the guys were missing the calendar, they were drunk, and they would poke holes in this picture. And I said to the owner, I'd really appreciate it if I could have that photo when we're done here. This is a calendar. And he said, sure, when we're done here deer hunting, you can take it.
Oh wow.
And it was so brittle that I had to put it behind glass because I didn't want it to crumble.
To crack, right? A hasty retreat. Huh, this is
Yeah, I've
awesome.
loved Indians all my life.
Wow.
Yeah, here's a little basket I made with a knife.
So they carved it.
Yeah, cut it out of there.
Find anybody to play?
Like the little basket that I gave you, Soul.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like she's afraid of me, and I'm afraid.
And that's like what type of horn is that?
No.
Cow horn.
Don't be nervous.
Cow horn.
She won't hurt you.
Oh yeah, and then
She
there's
wants
the
to
very similar to
She's
the
got
one.
one thing
Yep.
on the brain.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you source all this stuff? Like, were these just things
I
you
think
collected throughout
5 or
your
6.
throughout your life? Or?
Sure.
So we've
Yeah?
had her since she was a little. I brought her home. Well, there's a picture over here.
Oh, wow.
That's a cow horn.
Wow. And how easy is it? Is it to
Difficult.
hollow?
It's difficult, especially this. Well, they're always hollow.
Oh, really? They're hollow inside?
There's a core on the inside, but then this grows on the outside.
Oh,
See what
okay.
that says?
Water is for bathing. Yeah. Oh, nice. How is this made?
This is scrimshaw done with a needle.
Oh, like an ink
scratch
needle?
it. No, you got to scratch it.
Oh, scratching it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And the dark bits there are underneath, and you're
It's
just
ink.
exposing it.
No.
Oh, it's ink.
And they rub ink in it. Scrimshaw is derived from, oh, I don't know, even know when.
No, she came from
14th century. They used to carve whale teeth
She
and
was
bones, bone-handled knives and forks, and
Wow.
so
Yeah.
we went up and picked her out.
yeah, I made several of these cups, and the guy says, well, I'll trade you. I'll do the scrimshaw, and you make me a cup. So that was the trade.
Nice.
She was so little.
Oh, yeah, as long as you're moving the chair.
And these are his 2 daughters, Sarah and Laura.
A woman's touch, a jug of whiskey can be a mighty pleasing, but flint and steel in this old horn will keep your ass from freezing. Nice.
See, flint and steel.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
it's
that's
like
how
a
you make your fire.
yeah, kind of like a portable fire kit. Really cool.
Isn't she
And-
pretty?
Yeah.
So that was
Very nice. Real cool.
I have fun.
Yeah. So you made the art for all those yourself?
No, I don't do women. But these, you know, like this Canadian goose, that's carved out of an elk antler.
Okay, so you sort of provided the more or less the canvas, and then someone did the actual.
No, I
scrimshaw.
do this. I provide, you know, the horns,
The horns, right?
and then somebody else
And then
did the scratch.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Sleep.
Have you ever known anything about chicken fighting,
No.
roosters?
Not really.
You ever seen it done?
I've seen it in Dominican Republic. They still do that in some places. Yeah. Oh, is that a talon?
This is a knife
Wow.
that this attaches to the chicken's leg.
Right. Yeah.
You cannot imagine how sharp that blade is. I think I cut my eye if I looked at it. It's just
Very,
scary.
very intimidating.
I got ripped off when I bought it, but I wanted it.
Yeah.
No. You don't need
Wow.
to be here.
I'll charge you $20.
No.
Really cool collection.
This is a mouse, and that's a mouse. One of them is cut up the belly, the other one's cut up the back.
I helped skin them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
held them.
And that's a hummingbird nest.
Wow.
Wow, so tiny.
Yeah, they are tiny.
Yeah, it's like one egg there. Wow.
But all this stuff comes from nature. It's all
Yeah.
it's all out there. It's what you do with it.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Mermaid came from
Whoa.
You got it in
Thailand.
Galveston.
I got it in Galveston, Texas, but it was carved in Thailand.
Wow.
Wow.
You had it sculpted there,
No,
or
no, I
You
was
saw it.
in Galveston, Texas when I found it, and I just fell in love with it and I wanted to have it
Wow.
because of the intricacies of the scales. That's what really caught my
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
And they're all so perfect. So the woman that I bought it from said, well, if we're going to buy these carvings, why don't we buy all the carvings from you? Well, what do you mean, all of them? Well, don't you, we want wooden turtles. Americans like turtles. No, we don't do turtles. We do mermaids. Please, I'm asking you, would you please make me a turtle? Well, I can try. These people have no concept of turtles.
Wow.
The ugliest turtle you ever saw. But look at the work that they can do
Yeah.
because it's a mermaid.
interesting.
Wow.
And they can't carve a turtle. What?
which a mermaid doesn't exist in the real world, but a turtle does.
No, I was, and I still am intrigued with how they could get that knife, because I carve, how they could get that knife to do that up in there. I have no idea.
Yeah, right.
And I love wood anyway.
Wow.
And he likes oiling it. Especially boobs.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse to
To oil it.
But you got to keep it oiled. Don't want it to crack.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
There's so many interesting things. I can ask you questions about everything. So like this is an
Coffee
old
grinder.
coffee grinder.
Wow. Wait,
Tomahawk.
So what type of wood is this?
I could not tell you. It's from Thailand.
Oh.
I know all the wood around here, but I don't know what's in Thailand. Because of the coloration, I would say Honduran mahogany, but because of the coloration here, I don't know that that would be mahogany.
One tends to find really talented like craftspeople in these type of developing countries, because you see sometimes little kids doing stuff like this all the time. you
They
know?
inherit that from their.
Yeah. It's like a family thing.
This is a wooden leg. A man lost his leg in a rock quarry accident, and his wife to be would not marry him because it wouldn't. One-legged man cannot support a family, so she left him.
Oh.
And
Wow. Yeah, it
he
says here
carved his own wooden leg.
George Washington Westing.
Carved, yeah.
Lost leg quarrying rock. Engaged to woman who refused to marry him after he lost his leg. Carved his own legs, buried in Boys Prairie Cemetery, Grant County, Wisconsin. Wow, rest in peace.
Wait, he carved that himself?
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry.
You're all right. You're all right. It's a slippery floor. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
That's okay. Whichever way you make it stand.
All right, now this is
That's good.
the puzzle.
Who cares?
Jesus, all right.
No. You're not going to hurt anything in here.
No. She wants to play.
I'm just going to show them a few things in here, Jan.
I don't care.
Oh,
He really does want to play.
those are a few of my wood or stone carvings.
Oh, wow.
Once in a while, somebody sees one and then they want to buy it.
Yeah, I really like them. They're really cool.
Yeah, get attached to them. When you spend so much time doing something, a part of you goes into that.
It really does, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was from someone named Lester.
these have a story? These markings?
You'll need him at the wedding.
Like what are these? Like these two specifically?
Oh, this is the duck man god from Easter Island.
Really?
Get out of here. Wow. This is hieroglyphics from Egypt.
Oh wow.
Sorry, she is.
And this was on a wall in the Philippines.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
It's
really
really
nice.
beautiful.
The color scheme is kind of it reminds me of some buildings you might see in Spain.
Really?
They like those types of colors. Is that like a pastel color?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what color you'd call it.
Yeah. So it's a type of color, like the sort of
Sorry
a
you went through that.
muted
It's a
like color.
You're from
Pastel.
Swiss. You're from Swiss colony, so
Never seems to get me
Swiss
anywhere.
con.
what would you call it?
I appreciate
It's
you.
just a pastel green.
Yeah, pastel
Yeah.
green. Yeah.
And then this one, I was in Ireland and I saw that
Of course.
picture,
Yeah.
so I brought it home and
Is that a
It's
that
like
a mother and
mother.
child?
There you go.
Mother and
Yeah,
child,
yeah,
very good.
so
Takes a little bit of imagination, but yeah, that's exactly the way it was. And then I was asked to make that shamrock, and I said, okay, I'll make it for you. And then they never showed up, and I got stuck with it.
But isn't that a lucky sign, right?
I suppose that was just an experiment.
That's cool. So realistic. Yeah. Wow. So like how long? So making that leaf, for example, like how long does that take you?
A while.
Mainly
I've never really
because
thought about it.
mainly because making those precise lines into the wood, like the ridges, like
Well, that's kind of hard to explain. But anyway, you start off with a pencil drawing on your stone, and then you start off with something like a needle to begin your first cut, and then a little file, and then it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and you finally get to the bottom. You can't do it all in one fell swoop. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's stone,
yeah.
so it takes a while.
Ah, gotcha.
That took me one winter to make those boots.
You made those?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are those what you call moccasins?
Mukluk is what they're called.
Wow.
But a combination of everything. This should be Eskimo, and this should be
Yeah.
Western Indian, like Sioux Indian.
That's
but-
fantastic.
I get an idea in my head, and I'm thinking,
I can do that.
I've never had any money, so the only way I could ever have anything is to make it.
Make it. Wow.
And you just find like the raw materials around. So you're just exploring all the time. Because you have to, find
Most of these are
Just this month, I made a couple
Stone.
$100 on Poshmark. Just selling.
they're all pipes,
like
Like smoking pipes.
smoking pipes. So you put the tobacco in there and you smoke
Yeah.
it.
mm,
It's
Yeah, you cover one of the holes. And,
it's called a lip pipe.
yeah.
oh. Wow, you've carved all of them.
Yep. This one is wood. You know what a morel mushroom is?
Not really.
Well, anyway, they grow all over here in the spring. And this one is made out of deer antler.
Wow.
Really fascinating.
Well,
Well, at least to us.
Oh, that's really cool. So like that, you just started with your pencil, and you just the same thing as the stone, or like how? Because that's a deer antler.
it starts off with a drawing, a one-dimensional drawing, and then you got to work your way around so it becomes three-dimensional. Yeah, I guess it's something I take for granted. That's a squirrel.
Wow, that's so cute.
That is really cool.
Wow.
I like the beaver.
The beaver?
The beaver. This one?
No,
That's
the
a
one with the
seal.
tail.
Beaver.
Beaver. There's a duck.
Oh, I
there's a
think she means this one, right?
It's a raccoon.
No, that's a raccoon.
Yeah, that's a raccoon.
Yeah.
That's a cute tail.
No, the one with the crisscross tail.
Crisscross tail.
Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That is a cute
Very,
one.
very nice. And he's like holding.
Wow.
Did you have any like formal art training
no,
at all?
no, I've never had any formal anything.
Wow.
It's a bear eating a fish.
Wow. That's fascinating. And you even made like these lines so that it looks like the bark, right?
Of a tree, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do it.
Because like, what is that material? What is
It's called pipestone, like Pipestone, Minnesota. It's where the type stone is from.
Okay.
And it's carvable when it's mined 20 feet in the ground. It's a soft stone, but after it lays on the surface of the ground, it gets very hard.
And is it naturally red or you paint
Yeah,
it? Oh,
no,
wow.
naturally.
All of these are naturally the color that they are?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And then it comes in various layer colors because of how
Yeah.
deep it is.
Wow.
And then this was a stone I found on top of the ground, so it's very hard. And I thought, what am I going to do with that? There's only one of these in the world,
Yeah.
found at east of St. Louis. So they know for a fact that this is Mayan Indian from the Yucatan. They know the influence came up here.
Really?
If you think about it, and you've been down there, where did the color blue come from?
I forget.
I don't know.
The state of Georgia.
Really?
And they took that all the way around. There's a
How?
lot of blue in the Yucatan Peninsula, and it all came from there.
Really?
So anyway, knowing that this was there, I thought, what if Ken went someplace and just kind of accidentally dropped it?
You'll confuse a lot of people. That's for
People
sure.
would be like, what is that?
You'll start new
We're
conspiracy
gonna-
theories about
Yeah, do studies on it.
possible-
How much is that worth? Where is it from? What kind of,
The lost tribe.
What tribe is this from?
I could see him doing that.
Confusing people all over the world, dropping his art everywhere.
Some of these, like this one here, took forever
That's really cool.
to make that eagle claw hold that pipe.
Wow.
Just,
Let me see.
it just takes forever.
Which one is the first one you made?
This one.
Oh, wow. That's so precise.
Thank you.
That's
That
fascinating.
was really cool.
Yeah, I happen to like buffalo.
Do you remember what year did you make that? Do you remember?
85?
85. Wow.
I'm gonna guess. I just do. I wouldn't say nervous energy, but I have a desire to create. To, you know, like,
To do, yeah.
how do I relate? Like you're.
I've felt probably a fraction of what you felt, because the way I have expressed myself artistically the most, I would say, is painting.
Oh, sure.
I like to paint wacky, abstract things. I used to do it a lot more back in the city before I was moving around so much. So painting was my way of sort of expressing that. And I kind of know what you mean when you say you feel like you have to sort of create something. But
Well, you do.
different medium though, obviously. But
When you paint, you start off with this idea,
yeah,
but the finish isn't exactly what you started with.
no.
The colors can change, the shapes can change, but oh, what did I do now? That color I thought was green, and now I touched it with yellow, and it's not the same color anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it's oil or watercolor. I hate watercolor because
Yeah.
I'm too impatient to let it dry before you continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's so true. Wow.
Anyway,
Really cool stuff. Thanks for showing us that.
well, you're welcome.
Yeah. Wait, did you make that too?
No.
Nope. There are a few things around that I would never admit that I carved, just because I won't. Or it's like making these and selling them as authentic. only a phony person
Yeah.
would sell a phony artifact.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
don't you really care? Are you really that much of a crook?
Mm-hmm.
But there's lots of them. They don't care what people think. Well, I sure screwed him.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the unfortunate side I feel of when you go as a tourist to other places.
You
You
stepped on your toy.
like when you yeah, be careful. Yeah, so like when you go touristing to any place, really, you know, you have like your section where they sell all the crappy tourist things, but then if you leave there and go like off the beaten path and you actually meet the locals that actually do this for either really as a hobby, you can tell the difference in quality and passion they put into it.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things I wanted to show you.
Sure.
Wonderful.
So when you mentioned, did you make all this stuff?
Yeah.
The man that made this, I never met him, but his initials are ID
97.
1997.
Wow.
And yes, I could take a knife and carve that off
Right.
and tell you that I did it, but
Yeah.
I'm not that.
So
Yeah.
was this? I'm assuming this was a solid block at one point that he converted
2x4.
into a 2x4. Wow, and he carved it into a chain.
And that piece over there is a 2x4.
Wow, that's a lot of time and effort must have went into making that.
How light it is compared to the actual metal version?
Yeah,
Made out of just a chunk of wood.
yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
You would find this in Home Depot, just in a solid block. Now look at it. Now it's an actual chain.
Wow.
And he has.
this is
whoa, that is really
cool.
cool. Just thinking how they would do that.
Well, yeah, this is the part that baffles me is how did he do that?
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that. Very fine saw blade, I would assume. The part that I liked the most was that they match. Every one of them match.
Yeah.
That is
That
just
is-
beyond me.
That is a mind-bending amount of craftsmanship there.
Gilbert Stevens.
Gilbert Stevens.
Did you know him?
No. I was servicing his house. He had died. And his wife, upon the last service that I did there, she said, "Sit down, Ken." So I did. She set there cookies and coffee in front of me, and oh, that's nice of her. How come it is that every time you come in here, the first thing your eyes see is this? I said, well, I suppose maybe because I like to carve and... Here, Ken, I want you to have this. I said, you can't do that. You've got family. You've got sons and daughters. She said, trust me. Nobody's going to love it as much as you're going to love it. Here. Let's see here. Old timers, early years, boyhood friends. Oh, golly gee. What am I going to send you back with? Riverboat life, 33 years in Orkin Man. More Europe and more Orkin stories. I think you'd probably like this one.
Yeah, whatever you feel like, I don't know, sharing, yeah.
Because you both of you are good readers. You speed readers?
I try sometimes.
We try. We're actually slow readers, to be honest with you. We really dive in and go over things a couple times, but if we need to, but college, if anything, it prepared us to speed read, so.
Yeah.
They're like, get through this whole book in 2 days and write a paper about it.
See, there's a style, and you're either going to appreciate the style or you're not. It's how
Yeah.
it's told. Did you know that you left your participle dangling?
My what?
It's a form of English. Your
oh my gosh.
participle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anyway,
No, nothing. I took it literally for a second there. Really nice. Really nice.
see, because you two have other lives besides just going back there and watching TV.
Oh yeah, we actually hardly watch TV, to be honest.
No, it's just that I don't want to burden you with something you haven't got time for.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No.
if you want more, I'll give you more. I don't know what you want.
Oh man, I'm so overwhelmed.
Let's see here.
Well, what are
Wait,
what
so
are
this
these
is
names?
yeah,
here?
Don. Yeah, what is?
Don R.
Oh, these are notebooks left at school,
Oh.
and the kids didn't use them.
Oh, okay.
So I said, hell, I'll take them. All I want's the pages. I
Yeah.
don't care whose name is on them. You want this one or no?
Yeah. So this is the part 2 of this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take like two like
One-
that. You know, one
read
for each.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
Go from there.
So then we'll probably do the same. Like we'll meet up in front of the pub and we'll bring them back over to you before we leave.
Yeah, can do. People, places, and me. More short stories. Well, that isn't it. Where is the good ones? Friends on the Wall. Oh, that's a cute one. The Legend of Sandy Hollow. That's a cute one. Death of My Father. No, that isn't it.
When would you typically write? Like, do you have like a nighttime ritual where you come here and write
I
for a
go in
bit?
spurts.
Oh, spurts, yeah.
Oh, this was a cute story.
I'm so excited.
Oh, let's see. Where's this story?
So these specific ones are your stories. Those are fictional pieces. Yeah. And
These are all true stories.
yeah.
Legend of Sandy Hollow. I'd forgotten I wrote that one. That's a book in itself, as you can tell. I don't know how many pages this is. 4, 5, 7, 10, 13, 15. It's something like that. It's just that 17, 18,
Do you make these
20.
hooks yourself?
20. I made the characters and then I wrote the story. These are a little boy has cancer and he's talking to these friends of his on the wall. That's what it's called. Doesn't it say that? Yeah, friends on the wall. So the little boy is sick and he's got these friends that he talks to. No, to answer your question, my job is to break that off.
Oh, okay.
And then it gets like this.
Right.
Well, I get a penny for knocking that off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I get 3 cents for cleaning up the edges. So it's 4 cents the way that is right there.
Are these like just like manufactured and they give them to you to like finish off the rest?
And then these
Right, it's like
I got to break off right there. Use the pliers, and then they go in here.
oh. So these are basically like fresh off the machine or the press where they make them.
Right.
And they need...
So I get a penny a piece for separating them.
Oh, okay.
Different, isn't it? I'm trying to put my mentality in the place of an 8-year-old boy. You know, what did it say here? Am not a dumb fish. I'm a mammal with very short arms. So there.
No, you can't. You just...
So the little boy is laying in bed. It's just, you get a mindset.
Yeah,
and you just run with it,
Right.
no matter how it turns out.
This is fun too.
Just 20 pages. I'm not going to stick you with something you don't want. Let's see, where are we here? Oh yeah, these are more, and I've already knocked these ends off, and now this has to be cleaned up.
Oh, I see. And what is this tin?
It's lead.
Lead, okay.
Lead. And these are fishing lures for Lake Erie.
Okay.
So I'm finishing up here 10,000, and I got 30,000 to do.
Whoa.
But I get a penny a piece.
Do the math. How much is that?
What?
Wow. Yeah, because I recognize those right away because
I almost want to take this one too, but then I'm also
That's
like,
okay. That's okay. I don't mind. In fact, I would appreciate it. I enjoy constructive criticism.
oh man.
well, and I feel like that might be subjective, right? Because well, what do we know about what's a good, what we should change or whatnot? You know, it's your
No.
story.
It's
You know what I mean? It's your vision, but you know, like who are we to say otherwise?
Well, some people say that I could get these online, and then the people would follow you online for $2 a day, or I don't know what it's about. I'm not good at computer stuff.
Oh right, yeah, like you can put them on, you can type them up and actually then make books out of them if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I got
That was-
followers, readers online.
Yeah.
7 of us kids were raised, and I was the only one that was not allowed to play sports. Was not allowed to learn how to type. You got chores to do. You get your ass home.
Were you the oldest?
No, I was the oldest boy. And about the time
Right.
we moved from the one-room schoolhouse to town, that was when I came of age to where now you don't need me to watch you. You get the damn tractor going tonight, and you get the cows fed, and damn chores better be done when I get home, or your ass is going to be on your shoulders. So there was no time for sports, and girls can type. Well, by the time my little brother come along, he could do whatever he wanted to. I couldn't. I've been driving since I was 12 years old. I could not get a driver's license, and I'm 18 years old. Can't afford you. Little brother got his driver's license when he was 16, and a convertible.
Wow.
I think I killed my dad. But those were the days. It wasn't the same. So now I have to put that in perspective and throw my hatred under the door. Because I have to be able to understand just what was happening with him. He didn't have the money to pay for my insurance, and by the time all of us was gone and little brother came along, well, then there was extra money. So you got to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Insofar as training, I've never been formally trained at anything.
Like, did you?
Which makes it
went
all the
to,
more
like,
impressive,
You went to like a
everything you've
school,
done.
like regular school.
I went to regular school,
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, insofar as writing or carving or cooking or sewing or...
No, like specific training.
No, I've never been trained at anything. How to kill bugs.
Yeah. How did you? I guess now I have questions about your life and like just like I guess how it started, how you got to where you are now, and this like okay, we met you as the bug guy, right? How long have you been a bug guy? How long officially?
40 some years.
And how did that start? Like, how did you start this career?
I was, I had a lot of jobs when I was young,
Right.
and my dad says you don't settle down, nobody will ever hire you. So I got a job at a factory in little town of Cassville down here making speaker cones, and I was there for 7 years, and I was never going to get anywhere. Never. You're working $2.35 an hour. And one day the organ man come through, and he and I got to talking. I said, there would be an opening with you, would there be? Well, yeah. We need a guy in Prairie du Chien right now.
What company? What do they do?
Orkin Pest
What is
Control.
that?
Oh, Orkin. Okay, the pest control company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, I mean, I'm headed right there right now. How much am I going to make? Well, hey, a pretty substantial increase. You get your own truck. Here's your orders, go for it. Made them a ton of money over the years, but now I live on $287 a month
Wow.
for all those years.
Oh, so you left them or you retired from them?
Both. I left them. Yeah, I was having a bad day. They were chewing my ass about something. Usually about something, nothing. Well, Mrs. So-and-so said that you left boot prints on her carpeting, or something stupid.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't feel good. Oof. I think I'm going to go to the doctor. Well, I ended up 24 hours in intensive care. You had a slight heart attack, and I want you to know something, mister. Stress kills. I turned in my notice, and Jan says, but you can't retire. You're only 58. What are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to live.
Wow.
So it was scratch for a while until I get on Social Security, but I'm okay. It's an attitude.
Yeah.
Does a lot of money make you happy? Well, then go for it. Or maybe you'd like to go fishing. Watch the cork bob up and down. Watch the birds fly.
Yeah.
Slow your life down. So, you want to know more about my life? It's pretty simple.
Is it? I don't know. Because, you know, like that moment that you had where you decided, okay, next day you were going to leave them, right? So, you know, that's almost like you reached a point where you realized something about how your life was going. And you were like, I've had it. You know, this is it. And some people have that experience, some people don't. And it gives them a sense, like, there's a sense of, you went deep somewhere where you realized what has meaning and what doesn't. And then that realization, that moment, took you now on a new path and led you to where you are today.
True.
But this doesn't happen to everyone.
No, it's really funny. I was married to a woman uptown for 20 years. I loved her, but she didn't love me. Then it dawns on me one day in one of my writings, being married to her was like having a bucket on my foot. And it really was. I mean, I got to drag that damn thing around all day, every day. But then the divorce happened. And I was miserable. And you reach out to sex, you reach out to alcohol, you reach out, I didn't do drugs. But you reach out in different directions, trying to replace that empty.
Yeah.
And then finally it dawned on me. You missed your bucket. It's gone.
Yeah.
That's when it dawns on me. Life is worth living. I'm going to give it up. So I don't watch TV. I live out here. This is my, I don't know, 16, 18 hours a day. I live here. And when I'm not doing that because it's really hard on the fingers, I crack walnuts. And it's good for muscles. Your muscles here and your muscles here.
Yeah.
Muscles here. And then I use this little screwdriver to pick these apart. And the walnut opens up. And then you can eat the nut meats.
Oh.
You like them?
Yeah, that's how they look like when you buy them.
These are black walnuts. These are not Arabian walnuts. They have a different flavor.
They do.
Yeah.
Almost fruity, but not fruity.
Not as, like, kind of.
It's a different.
It's not the bitter is not the word,
No.
but like the other ones, which tends to be.
I don't know what it is.
I never really thought about describing. I don't know if there's an adjective for black walnut.
Right, that's what I'm trying to find, and it's really hard to find. But it's pretty good.
It's different.
Yeah, it's good.
My generation grew up eating them. The newer kids, they don't like them. So I get requests. 1 pound bag takes me 2 days to fill if I stay right at it, and I get $18. So that's $9 a day. Not a lot, but I didn't make anything watching TV.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But, you know, when I look at the price of chicken, holy smokes.
Yeah. It's,
How are we going to keep going here? Gas went up from $3.14 to $3.24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody's got to cover that. Not when you're on Social Security. It just doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So, if you hate snakes, get a pet snake. I hate rats. Get a pet rat.
If you don't know anything about the country, go into it, which is why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm taking those.
1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, have fun, girl. I hope I don't put you to sleep. You went to get out for
I
what?
wanted to take a picture of you in your seat.
In my seat?
Yeah, so then when I go back home, I can have a picture of you. One with flash too. Hold on.
What? Most people carry an iPhone.
Oh, I know, I have that too. But
She's what you call a hipster. She likes
what?
a hipster.
Hipster?
Hipster, yeah. It's sort of modern people that appreciate the more classic things.
Oh, sure,
life.
like photos.
Yeah, like one
Yeah.
of those disposable types of cameras, for example.
So I try to take pictures of cool moments, or so that when we go back home, then I'll develop them.
A scrapbook.
But I'll have forgotten, what's in them, because we're gonna be gone for a while. So then when I have the pictures, then I can be like, oh my God, that was that day we were at Ken's house.
People actually want to remember me. All right.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to leave Jan alone because she's
Yes. And also, Ken, we don't also mean to impose. We were gonna head out not too late before the sun sets, so
Go ahead.
that we don't.
You're entitled to stay for supper if you like, but you got to do. You got priorities. You got priorities.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You gonna take him out to your man cave?
He doesn't want to shoot pool. And you didn't help things any when you said, sure, yeah. Got him hooked.
Oh.
And not everybody wants to see
I thought maybe you'd just take him out there to see your bone
the
collection.
bone collection.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deer heads and all that
Yeah, let's do
crap
it.
you got out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you already opened it up.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
It's a walk out there, so you're going to get cold?
Oh, I left this in my tote bag.
What do you got?
It's all right. It's all right.
Join for free at Coursera.org. Let's do this.
I sold everything.
Well, slipped.
I sold my wood splitter. I sold my truck. I sold my boat.
Oh yeah.
I don't have anything.
Wow. Oh wow, this is really neat. She's admiring the outdoors.
That's okay. You like moonshine?
Yeah, I do. Wow.
You like, I have no words. This is fantastic.
That's cool.
Honestly, this is the coolest man cave I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
This is really cool. Did you hunt all of these? Or got them?
Half of them.
About half of them? Wow. This is a really cool thing here.
Yeah, I have his picture in the living room. He carved that.
And this, wow.
I did that.
You did? Wow.
Yeah, I did that.
This is really cool.
What are these exactly?
Those are arrowheads.
Native American arrowheads, right?
Yeah, and well, the little ones actually fit on an arrow. The bigger ones are spears, knives. Like this is definitely a knife. These are spears. These are arrowheads that would stick people.
Yeah.
Is that obsidian, the black ones there?
No, they're not.
Could, yeah, they could. It could be obsidian.
Wow.
And these?
I like this guy.
This guy.
Looks very scary.
Looks like a villain. With his mischievous
Well,
mustache.
I don't know why we do what we do. We just get ideas and go for it. Run with it.
It's a nice contrast. The bone on the with the colorful glass eye expressions.
But I have an imagination and I like to use it.
Wow.
And there are all kinds of stuff. What are you doing?
Trying to read your note.
Oh, no. There.
Oh.
Half a deer skull.
Yeah. So this is the brain, and then this is the vertebrae, the bone.
Oh, I see.
The bones go down this way.
Wow.
So I just rearranged it.
And these are all from deer you've caught?
Oh, well, I had a dog, and the dog kept dragging bones into the yard.
Oh.
And I got to keep picking the bones up, and I throw them back into trees. Well, then she'd drag them back out into the yard. Well, this got to be a pain in the butt. So I put them in a barrel. And when the barrel got full, I thought, I'll just take these down to the dumpster, and I won't have to pick them up anymore. And just about the time I was ready for go to the dump, hey, that bone kind of looks like a... And that's where it started.
if I turn it around this way.
Dog, right?
So
Wow.
some of these have names. This is a raccoon skull. Here's our gill covers of a carp fish, but I had to carve them. They're normally round.
Wow.
Were they? Well, these are gill covers. And the neck is deer vertebrae. Anyway, I think those over there have names. Say, ooh. Is it this one? Yeah, I think
Oh, you
this.
painted this one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right, there's a name for you.
Very
Hoofenschlagermeister. Coral Isle Watcher. Promoted from Dung Inspector. This is a fish. It's called buffalo because it has this slit here in the skull. Carp is almost the same fish except that there is no slit. All of these bones came from the head of one fish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
But when you pick up the critter, then it has to be boiled and scraped and cleaned and bleached. And yeah, there's a lot to going into making one of these silly things. But there's a lot of time spent carving those teeth out of bone.
Wow.
Wow.
The better ones over here.
These honestly, these look like they can be real things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like yeah.
Like this is actually an animal.
Weird creatures. Like, save
That exists.
The bones because of how weird they are.
Well, if they were done or looked at by professionals, it would probably say they're glued together. These are not real.
Yeah. But that's no fun.
This is probably my favorite one here. You're gonna get maybe not 100% either way, but for the most part, you do. You get what you give.
Yeah.
And Jan, she and I are opposites. I'm a giver, and she don't give nothing. But it keeps the life interesting. And if people see something that they really like, chances are I'll give it to them. Why didn't you just sell it to them? No, because sometimes you can read people's hearts, and you know that they're genuine. Or I'll pull one over on Ken, sell that for $300, and you can pretty much feel that.
You can tell, yeah.
So, well, you know, these people could leave and steal you for everything you got. And I said, really? And what does the New Testament tell us? Fear not he who can take your life. Fear him who can take your life and your soul.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my life. It's my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm an optimist, and I'm going to make the best of my life as long as I'm allowed to live.
Yeah.
And if he wants me home, I'm here. I'm ready any day. But I'm enjoying the heck out of life because of people like you. This is super cool.
And honestly, we enjoy our life because of people like you. It's
But there's
vice versa, you know.
There's people like me out there. You're going to find these people.
They're not quite. You'd be surprised.
You know, this is something I've actually actively been thinking about. It's because being here, we've actually been surrounded by people like, we've got to meet people like you, Stacy, Barb, that have been so, you can tell you guys are nice people. Like you guys, yeah, you live out here and you have to know how to live out here. But there's like I don't know how to even explain it, but like, you're just not good people, you know? You're not looking to like be mean or evil or I don't know. It's just I don't even know what word.
You can't find the words.
I can't find the words.
And for a woman to be spaceless, now we've really done something, Calvin.
Yeah, we really have.
Yeah. It's just it's been so great just getting to be in the same space and meet you guys.
Three times we've been together, and 3 times it's just been wonderful. And I feel so blessed, so wonderful to think this really happened.
I know.
This way?
This is an exact duplicate of one of the stela in Guatemala.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Look
familiar.
at those details.
And you don't recall seeing this when you were down there?
I did, yeah. It would have been truly magnificent to see it in its like full glory, like to have a time machine and go back to those days and see it, because they used to be painted. Some parts were painted before, so this would look like a super intricate 3D mural, basically.
Well, if we go back in history,
If we go
all,
back, yeah.
all of the Egyptian carvings, they were all painted.
Yeah, and the pyramids were painted. Yeah. Very, yeah.
So
It must have
when
been very colorful.
So when I did my traveling, I had to pick up a souvenir from Guatemala, Nicaragua, Costa Rica.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. You see, honestly, and this is me being very honest. When we settle down and have our own house, I want to have many cool things like this, just like you. Seriously, yeah. I want to collect and do a lot of interesting things like this.
Let's see now. You're in your 30s.
Not even, almost. 20.
I thought both of you.
28. 28 as of November. Yeah, we're 2 weeks apart. She's older. She's a cougar.
That is funny.
Colin wanted to wait until Thanksgiving dinner was ready to come out.
I was born on Thanksgiving Day, and this past year, my birthday was right on Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, so some years it's on Thanksgiving.
She cooked me her a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner. It was her first turkey.
Yeah, first whole.
We were in Iowa, and yeah, we arrived like the day before Thanksgiving. She cooked the whole feast just for the 2 of us, and we ate like a whole week.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, over here. It's crowded over
Oh.
there. So tell me a little bit about yourselves. Where did you meet?
Yeah.
Oh, in college. Yeah. So this was part of the beginning where he was raised in Harlem, and I had never really known Manhattan like that because I was raised in Queens. So the thing about New York is that the city, you can really spend your whole life just in one borough, and that is where your life is, right? You don't really.
Yeah.
You can.
It's true.
And that's it, like because.
There's no need
why?
to venture like more than 30 minutes away from where you currently live because everything is there.
It's
Everything you need to live is basically there. Like no more than an hour away.
Yeah, so like the way I grew up, right? We had our like church community, we had our schools. So you know you have your friends in the neighborhoods, and if whenever you need to buy something, you go and buy something. And you have your playgrounds. So I lived in one neighborhood until I was 10. We stayed there, and then another neighborhood until I went to college. All in Queens, just different neighborhoods. And
All in Queens.
Yeah, it was all, it's the best way I can explain it. And then when I went to college, I got accepted into NYU, and so
New York University.
yeah, and
It's also a tripod. It's a selfie stick, camera handle, and a tripod. If you need it to be. Very nifty device.
cool.
So then, anyway, you went to college for what?
Environmental studies.
And you?
Computer science. Like everything,
so
how computers work.
This is how it's been going the last 2 times when we got together. We're magnetized, I think. I love these two.
Yeah. This is
They have, even though your life is so diverse from mine, so totally opposite.
very,
I find the both of you so interesting.
Likewise.
Your
Same.
well, your life is over there, and my life is here, and you don't know what it's like to go shoot a deer.
No.
And oh yeah, hell, anybody can take one of these guns and shoot a deer, but then now what?
What do I do with it?
Now,
Exactly.
now you got to get your knife out and you got to open them up and pull all the guts out. That's not fun. It's bloody as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, now what are we going to do? We got all the guts pulled out of it. Well, now you got to pull it out of the woods. Well, how far is it to the car? You should have thought of that before you pull the trigger.
Exactly.
So there's a lot to shooting a deer.
Yeah.
But then when you go fishing out here on the river, yeah, you can catch all the fish, and yeah, you had a lot of fun, but now what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you got to bring them home and you have to clean them. And people in the city, most of them have no idea. Or shooting a squirrel. Oh, anybody can do that. I've seen that on YouTube. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, you think it's easy, do you? A tough critter to skin.
Wow.
Very tough to skin. And they're only so big. But your life, that's my life here. But your life over there, I mean, you're dealing with people.
Yeah. All
People-
the time.
Lots of them.
It feels like a cycle. Like the way, I guess, as an outsider coming into this world from that world, I would sort of characterize it as a living, at least in my experience living in New York City. It was very challenging. It's very challenging mentally and psychologically. And I feel like life here is a lot more challenging in the sense like man versus nature and man versus the elements, and that's the two kind of primary battles. That's how I sort of see it.
My son-in-law came from New Orleans, and he was raised in the city.
He was dummy in a stick.
So he comes out here,
Really?
and she brings him here in this environment, and he is scared shitless.
Yeah,
And he's
His
got a
own
gun.
saddle.
really.
And any twig, any sound, it was
What's
just,
that?
what was that? What was that? What the hell's the matter with you? Relax. There ain't nothing here. But he couldn't get over it. It was just
Yeah.
so jumpy. And I'm thinking, is this the world that you come from?
Over
Everybody's
there,
got guns.
yeah,
here.
over there, that's not something you think about having. Even though you're surrounded by people all the time, it's not something that you.
No, and you don't
Unless-
really think about your personal safety either. Well, you do, but you don't think, okay, like, how am I equipped to deal with this? You're more so like, okay, hopefully being around a crowd will deter anyone from hurting me. So you kind of use the public as like your defense, really. Like for example, like if you're riding the subway, if you're alone, if you're the only person, very rare, but it does happen, if you're the only person in the subway car riding the train at night, your natural instinct is to leave that train and find another train car with other people in it that look relatively mentally stable and sit near them. In case a crazy person comes, you would hope that this other person in front of you will defend you. But it's not like, okay, if someone comes up to me and to hurt me, I'm gonna whip out my gun or my knife and defend myself, back away. Yeah, you try to use the public for it to help you. But they don't really do that. Everyone is just sort of like, leave me alone, I don't want to deal with this.
I feel like explaining to you how one survives out there is almost silly. Like compared to how you guys survive out there.
I can see that, yeah. I wouldn't want to live where you live. I wouldn't, really wouldn't.
No, I believe
You're not the
But
only
how-
person who says this, actually.
Yeah.
How would you feel about trading places? How would you like to live here?
You would probably feel ripped off. Like if we had to trade, you would feel ripped off because I think you would be getting the worst bargain going over there.
I know I would. But how comfortable do you two feel being here in that house?
What do you think?
You first.
I mean, I really enjoyed living there. Like, yes, I know there's animals and things around us, and also not as many people as we're used to being around, which is its own pro and con. But I've never had to. I don't know. Like, I think sometimes, what if a bear comes? What do I do? You have to know how to survive if whatever animal comes your way, and that's something that we're very mindful of because we never had to think that way. I don't leave my house in New York and think, what if there is a bobcat or a bear or some other animal that can attack me? What do I do?
Well, in the first place, because of your ignorance, which is understandable, most animals are afraid of you.
Yeah, that's what I
Because-
thought.
Right. So predators don't want you to be intruding in their space anyway.
Well, see, men walk upright. Animals are like this.
Yeah.
So you're very foreign to them, and they're scared of you.
Mhm.
So, but if you don't know that, you're afraid of them.
Yeah.
You think they're going to hurt you. They're going to eat me. Why would they eat you? Are they really starving? So, no, I have no qualms about being here. I have no qualms about sleeping outside, laying out there on the lawn. My sleeping bag is out there on the back porch because every once in a while I get desire to sleep out there. It's nice and cold. Why would you sleep out there? It's not heated. Well, you take all your clothes off and you crawl in that 4 pounds of Canadian goose down, and it's about 39 seconds, and it's gone. There's something about goose down. It just absorbs all your body heat, and if you looked at it, that goose down sleeping bag is about that thick. It's all feathers. They swell up with the cold. So it keeps you in there warm as toast. In fact, if it's above 30 degrees, you're going to have to unzip the sleeping bag because you're too hot.
Except for your head knock.
Yeah.
His top knock gets cold.
Living here is
Yeah.
is really different compared to where you are,
Yeah.
especially by the people.
But this is almost kind of all this is also why we are like here, because we know that living out there is almost, I don't want to say it's an artificial way of living, but a city is like almost like a product of humanity has congregated in one place long enough to have the population grow in that specific place, right? So as a result, we need it, it rises. So like a small town becomes a bigger town, and then it becomes an urban place, and it becomes a big city, right? So because New York was one of the first cities in this country to have formed, that got a head start versus some place like Wisconsin, which was founded later, right, when we started to expand west. So a city is almost like people started to live here for so long that now it's over time become its own thing, its own world, its own biome. I don't even know how to describe it exactly, but it's so much its own thing that how it started is so far away that now the people that live there have forgotten like how it started, which, you know what I mean?
Or what's beyond. They sort of grown maybe disinterested in what's beyond because the world sort of centers around New York City,
So
more or less. My grandmother from my mom's side, my mother's mother, she still lives in Dominican Republic on kind of kind of like this. Like imagine this, but like obviously like in a tropical island, right? She has like her own house that my grandfather built. She's been to this country, to New York City, once in her whole life, and she's like 84 now. You know, my mom and my aunt spent like years getting her the right papers to at least come visit the United States, for you know, for one time in her life. And when we did bring her here, it was a huge event. You know, wow, we finally have our grandmother coming from Dominican Republic, you know, to the big city. Tons of Dominicans dream about coming to New York City, right? But when she came here, within the week or two, she actually wanted to shorten her trip and send her back home. You know, we get along fine, and you know, we love each other and stuff like that. But you know, we took her to see Times Square. We took her on her first subway train ride. We took her walking down like Manhattan, and she was looking up, and she couldn't look up because the buildings would make her dizzy. They were just too high. She would get a sense of like vertigo and just paranoia, like so many people just walking by you all the time. I don't like this. Take me back home.
I can appreciate that.
And she was always like, why is everyone walking around so mean and ugly looking? Like everyone looks so miserable here. And all people do is just sort of, you know, go from one building to another one. You can't even sit outside. And even if you do have your house, you know, it's kind of confined to a small little square backyard where you hear all the neighbors blasting their music and stuff like that. And it's just not the same. And she was miserable here. She demanded we send her back. We give her another flight and send her back because she was miserable in our apartment.
I can appreciate that. I would say that the city life is moving too fast.
Yeah.
It moves really fast.
Yeah, and here, sit down, relax. What's your hurry?
It's what I would say is the benefit of it. I would say like we've certainly benefited the most from the city in the sense where if you wanted to learn or if you were interested in many things, there was always something there to teach you. Like there's tons of facilities, libraries, events. It's where a lot of things happen, and there's tons of educational academic resources at your fingertips and jobs at your fingertips. That's really the main selling point, I would say. So for a young person who is just getting started in the world and they want to learn about anything and get a job, that's like the best place to be, quote unquote.
Well, you would make a good PR man. You're selling me New York because it's so wonderful place. Everything, resources, everything you need is here, except that I've had truckers tell me what it's like to haul meat in a New York City.
Oh, the traffic is a nightmare.
You don't do that, and you don't stop just because the stop sign says stop or the red light is red. You don't stop. Well, what if there's somebody in the way? You run them over. Just what? And they've told me these horror stories. One trucker here not that far away said, I don't need a road map in the United States. I've been on the road all my life.
Yeah.
I could go anywhere without a road map.
Wow.
But
That's cool.
Don't get in my way, because I'm going to run you over. Because of the attitudes of the people, because what you're talking about is the people in New York in the daytime. But then there's the night people.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh yeah, tons of crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
And to be honest, a lot of people in New York City want to get run over because then they can sue you and get insurance money. So people are actually jaywalking left and right all over the place, wearing all black at night so that they're extra hard to see. So that
Danny Myers,
Oh yeah.
just north of town, he got hit by the train twice. Never worked another day in his life.
on purpose.
On purpose.
Wow. Well, he just stuck out an arm. And...
Well, I don't know what the hell he did, but I mean, the
Dead now,
railroad.
he just died.
He just died, yeah.
Yeah.
And the railroad had to pay him all of his life for his drugs and his alcohol.
Wow.
And he looked scary.
Yeah. He did.
But in different parts of your travels,
Mhm.
the people are different, their clothes are different, their colors are different, their priorities are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And down south, they've got hillbillies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got good ones, and then you got some not so good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, Deliverance, you know, did you call the movie Burt Reynolds?
No.
Never mind.
No.
I mean, they were just inbred. They didn't have a whole lot going on, but that didn't mean all the hillbillies were that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the same way with New York. Well, that's the same way with Bagley.
Exactly.
You got the goods and the bads.
Yeah, yeah. I would say with most things, you know, there's a good and bad, and
Oh, sure.
and New York City is like everywhere else, only more so. It's just crank it up to 11. If you have good people and bad people in Wisconsin and New York City, you have that times like a million. You know, it's just a lot of everything.
Yeah.
So when you come to places like this, it's more scaled down, and that kind of becomes its own different thing.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I also do is I also don't try to be naive or romanticize things, because you know, folks back at home and in the city, they romanticize, or maybe they think, oh yeah, it must be very easy and nice living out there, you know. But I'm also aware of the fact that how you mentioned, you know, okay, you hunt something, let's say you want to hunt, okay, now what? Yeah, you have to clean it, you have to skin it, you have to do all this other stuff, which is not pretty looking, right? So we, you know, my goal was really to bridge that gap and have as much of a holistic view on life and people and the country as possible, to see things firsthand, and get to know the good, bad, and the ugly of everywhere, you know?
Everything.
Everything, because
I don't think you're ever going to have that house. Ever.
Right.
No, there's that one.
It's incompatible with that mindset, really. We leave on Sunday.
Bugger.
Yeah, we leave.
And I'll never see you again.
Not true. We actually liked Wisconsin. We want to come back, because we're also, this trip is also like taking a sampling of places to get a general idea, so that when we do come back, we'll come back to the places we really like. And Wisconsin definitely has grown on us, and we do see, and Barb and Stacy,
So nice.
really nice hosts. Honestly, the nicest hosts we've had. We've had dozens of them, and they are by far the nicest, most welcoming that we've come across in all the
they're nice.
states we've been in.
Nice people.
Really, really nice people.
You guys too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even just like, you know, being here with you guys and just getting to know you. This is I've never done this before, you know, like we just meet and we just have.
You click.
Yeah, you click.
Yeah.
And it's just nice.
And there's
to
no
know
reason
people.
for it.
Right.
We're so opposite.
Right. Yeah.
You're headed south, but northern
South and west.
Do you indulge?
Not so much, but I'm open to it.
1964, I left Europe with a bottle of Goldwater.
I think you mentioned this last
Yes.
time.
And I've never had opportunity to open it, and I've kept it all these years, and I'm thinking, what is the special occasion you're waiting for?
Oh wow. Poland. Genuine pieces of gold are in
Yeah,
it.
there's gold flakes.
Wow.
Wow.
Are you sure about this? I mean, this is a huge deal.
It's imported by a guy in New York.
Don't give me that.
No, it says it in the back. Look, imported by this guy, Austin /
I'll be
Nicholas.
jiggered.
Austin Nichols and Co.
I'll be jiggered.
Wow, what are the odds?
Look at that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What a beautiful bottle.
Holmes.
Wow.
Really interesting.
We are going to have ourselves a drink. I have no idea what this stuff tastes like.
Wow. This is a big moment.
A natural,
Go for it.
natural liqueur flavored with herbs and spices floating pieces of gold. You're going to have some or no? I didn't think so. She doesn't. Crap.
No, that doesn't look good to me. Nope.
Yes, this is a special moment.
Wow.
Wow, man. I'm kind of speechless.
I know. Have no words.
Oh, goodness sakes alive.
If you ever get it open.
Wow, what are the odds?
Look at that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What a beautiful bottle.
Poems.
Wow.
Really interesting.
We are going to have ourselves a drink. I have no idea what this stuff tastes like.
Wow. This is a big moment.
A natural,
Go for it.
natural liqueur flavored with herbs and spices floating pieces of gold. You're going to have some or no? I didn't think so. She doesn't. Crap.
No, that doesn't look good to me. Nope.
Yes, this is a special moment.
Wow.
Wow, man. I'm kind of speechless.
I know. Have no words.
Oh, goodness sakes alive.
If you ever get it open.
That's a really nice diamond cut you did up there to see the trees.
Oh, the
Oh.
window.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's one in that room too.
They haven't been upstairs yet.
Oh. You'll have to play your Regina.
I don't want to overdo it and make you drink something you don't like. So,
Wow.
what we're going to do is toast.
Toast to you both and to this great to you guys, to Wisconsin, to the country, to everything.
So yeah.
Here's to you.
Here's to
Best
your-
health to you guys. It was truly mind blowing to get to know you guys, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers.
Different. What do you taste?
Whoa,
I like
that's
it.
very good.
Licorice?
Yeah, it's sweet.
Nice.
It is.
It's kind of like
Really
honey.
nice.
Yeah, kind of like honey. I could have some more of this.
Ginger. Herbs and it has herbs and spices.
This is
So
nice.
very good. Wow.
Wow.
I will say one thing. I don't believe I've ever tasted anything quite like that in my life.
Neither have we. And we're not huge drinkers, but you know, when there's something special happens, you know, we have our shot.
I could not, honestly. I have waited all these years for this special moment to arrive. And it never happened. Whether it was a marriage of my daughters, was a baptism, was it a family gathering, it just didn't happen. And
Wow.
I'm thinking, these are special people. And I'm going to send them back to New York happy.
Literally with some belly in our with some gold in our bellies.